This brain hack can make you inhumanly strong or no longer human. What if I told you the difference between average human strength and superhuman power isn't genetics or training, but the untapped neural pathways most people never activate? For centuries, certain elite military units, underground fighting circles, and ancient warrior cultures have known about a mind-body connection so powerful it appears supernatural to the uninitiated. A psychological framework that allows ordinary humans to access strength reserves that science says shouldn't be possible. Today, I'm going to reveal the complete neural reprogramming system that gives you access to these hidden strength reserves. This isn't about exercise techniques or supplements. This is about rewiring the fundamental neural limiters built into your brain. Pay close attention. This information doesn't circulate in conventional fitness or performance enhancement circles. Actionable steps. Step 1. Neural governor deactivation. Your brain has built-in strength limiters designed to prevent you from accessing your full physical potential. These neural governors evolved to protect your body from self-injury, but come at the cost of capping your maximum output at roughly 60% of your true capability. Here's how to begin deactivating these neural governors. First, implement graduated sensory overload training. Begin with 30-second intervals of simultaneous multiple sensory inputs, loud discordant sounds, bright flashing lights, and temperature extremes while performing basic strength movements. Second, practice progressive neural reset intervals after each sensory overload session. Enter complete sensory deprivation for exactly 7 minutes. This creates a pattern interrupt in your neural protective mechanisms. Third, use the 5-4-3-2-1 breath pattern immediately before any maximum strength attempt. 5 seconds inhale, 4-second hold, 3-second exhale, 2-second hold, 1-second explosive power activation. Most people never realize their brain is actively preventing them from accessing their full physical potential. By systematically deactivating these neural governors, you begin bypassing the evolutionary safeguards that keep ordinary people weak. This is just the foundation. What comes next goes even deeper into unlocking your hidden strength potential. Trust me, you'll want to hear the next technique. It's what separates those with ordinary strength from those with inexplicable power. Step 2. Primal circuit activation. Your brain contains dormant neural pathways, evolutionary remnants from our most primitive ancestors. These circuits, when activated, can trigger what scientists call hysterical strength, the seemingly impossible physical feats humans occasionally display in life or death situations. Here's how to deliberately activate these primal circuits. First, implement threat state visualization. Before any strength activity, spend exactly 40 seconds visualizing a specific life-threatening scenario in vivid sensory detail. Your brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined and real threats. Second, use targeted amygdala activation techniques. Apply precisely 18 seconds of pressure to the vagus nerve access point behind your ear while simultaneously engaging in power breathing patterns. Third, practice the ancient trigger state anchoring technique. Create a specific physical gesture that you only use during moments of peak physical output. Over time, this gesture alone will trigger your nervous system into a primal activation state. When correctly implemented, primal circuit activation bypasses your brain's civilized restrictions and taps into the raw, animalistic strength that modern humans have suppressed but not lost. But this is where most underground strength systems stop. The next technique takes your development to an entirely different level. This one might change your life, because it doesn't just enhance your physical capacity, it fundamentally alters how your nervous system processes effort. Step 3. Neuromuscular override programming. The communication between your brain and muscles is inherently inefficient. Your neural signals experience multiple degradations before reaching their muscular targets, resulting in significant power leakage. Neuromuscular override programming recalibrates this communication pathway to eliminate these inefficiencies. Here's how to implement this advanced technique. First, practice micro-contraction sequencing. For 7 consecutive days, Spend 12 minutes contracting and releasing individual muscle fibers in perfect isolation, progressing from largest to smallest muscle groups. Second, implement descending threshold training. Begin with maximum contraction and reduce force output by precisely 2% increments while maintaining complete neural awareness of the changing tension levels. Third, master the split attention amplification technique. Divide your conscious awareness between internal muscle sensation and external objective simultaneously. This forces your brain to develop enhanced neural pathways dedicated to muscle control. When you successfully implement neuromuscular override programming, your strength gains won't come gradually. They'll manifest in sudden dramatic increases as your nervous system establishes new, more efficient pathways to your muscles. This is how you transform from someone with good strength to someone with inexplicable power. But we're just getting to the truly revolutionary Step 4. Autonomic nervous system manipulation. Your autonomic nervous system, the unconscious controller of your body's functions, operates in either sympathetic fight or flight or parasympathetic rest and digest mode. Neither state is optimal for maximum strength expression. The key to superhuman strength is inducing what neuroscientists call the parasympathetic-sympathetic bridge state, a normally impossible neural condition where both systems operate simultaneously. Here's how to induce this contradictory neural state. First, practice paradoxical relaxation under extreme stress. Place yourself under increasing physical strain while simultaneously implementing advanced meditation techniques that induce theta brainwave states. Second, implement alternating nervous system cycling. Shift deliberately between sympathetic and parasympathetic activation in progressively shorter intervals, beginning with 60 seconds and reducing to 3 seconds over time. Third, master the controlled hyperventilation breath hold technique. Perform 26 power breaths, followed by a complete exhale and breath retention, while simultaneously executing your strength movement. When you successfully bridge these opposing neural systems, you create a unique physiological state where your body can express maximum force output without the limiting stress response that typically accompanies it. This is how you develop the seemingly contradictory ability to be completely relaxed while generating explosive power. But the next technique goes even deeper into the brain's untapped potential. Step 5. Neuroplastic strength imprinting. Your brain's ability to rewire itself, neuroplasticity, isn't just for learning skills. When properly directed, it can permanently alter your baseline strength capacity through structural neural changes. Neuroplastic strength imprinting leverages this adaptability to literally rewrite your brain's strength blueprint. Here's how to implement this transformative technique. First, practice visualization movement synchronization. Perform precisely matched mental and physical rehearsals of strength movements, focusing on perfect execution while monitoring the sensory feedback loop. Second, implement targeted myelination protocols. Perform the same movement pattern for exactly 66 repetitions daily, with each repetition performed at exactly 70% of maximum speed and force. Third, use sleep state anchoring. Immediately before sleep, review your strength training while implementing specific breath patterns that will continue subconsciously during sleep, when neuroplastic changes are most pronounced. When correctly implemented, neuroplastic strength imprinting doesn't just improve your strength temporarily, it permanently elevates your baseline capacity by physically restructuring the neural architecture responsible for strength expression. This is how you transform not just what you can do, but what you are capable of at a fundamental level. But the next technique takes us into truly unexplored territory. Step 6. Proprioceptive field expansion. Proprioception, your body's awareness of itself in space, is typically limited to your physical boundaries. Elite strength performers have developed the ability to extend this field beyond their physical form, creating what neuroscientists call an extended bodily perception. This expanded proprioceptive field allows for strength expression that appears to violate conventional biomechanics. Here's how to develop this extraordinary capacity. First, Practice blindfolded spatial navigation through increasingly complex environments while maintaining constant awareness of your exact position and orientation. Second, implement gradual proprioceptive loading. Begin incorporating objects of increasing weight into your extended body awareness, focusing on perceiving them as extensions of your physical form, rather than external objects. Third, master the ancient technique of counter-force sensing. Learn to detect and respond to opposing forces before they physically contact your body, expanding your proprioceptive field outward by inches daily. As your proprioceptive field expands, you'll develop what appears to others as an uncanny ability to generate and direct force in ways that shouldn't be physically possible. This is where we begin to enter territory that blurs the line between peak human and something else entirely. The next technique accelerates this transformation. Step 7. Bioelectric field manipulation. Your body generates a measurable electromagnetic field that modern science is only beginning to understand. What isn't taught is that this bioelectric field directly influences your strength capacity and can be consciously controlled. Bioelectric field manipulation is the deliberate restructuring of this field to enhance force production and structural integrity. Here's how to implement this advanced technique. First, practice ionic polarity shifting. Using specific visualization techniques while in contact with the Earth, focus on drawing up electromagnetic energy and distributing it precisely throughout your muscular system. Second, implement the ancient grounding charging cycle. Alternate between 81 seconds of direct Earth contact and 27 seconds of complete isolation, creating a powerful bioelectric potential differential. Third, master the field amplification technique. During strength expression, visualize your bioelectric field compressing inward for 3 seconds before explosively expanding outward, synchronized perfectly with your movement. When you successfully manipulate your bioelectric field, you'll experience strength that doesn't just come from muscular contraction, but appears to be generated from the space around you. This is where genuine superhuman capacity begins to manifest, but we're continuing into even more extraordinary territory with the next technique. Step 8. Quantum coherence training. At the quantum level, your body isn't solid matter but vibrating energy patterns. By creating coherence among these patterns, you can exponentially amplify your strength potential beyond conventional physical limits. Quantum coherence training harmonizes these energetic patterns to create what physicists call macro-quantum effects, quantum phenomena expressing at the visible human scale. Here's how to implement this reality-bending technique. First, practice frequency entrainment through specific sound vibrations. Begin with exposure to a 7.83 Hz fundamental tone while performing isometric contractions, gradually progressing to higher harmonics of this base frequency. Second, implement phase conjugate breathing patterns synchronized with the Earth's magnetic fluctuations, which follow a predictable 24-hour cycle. This creates a resonant field effect that amplifies strength output. Third, master the ancient standing wave generation technique. Through specific movement patterns performed at precise intervals, create constructive interference patterns in your body's energetic field that amplify force production. When you achieve quantum coherence, strength becomes less about muscular contraction and more about manipulating the underlying energetic fabric of reality itself. This is where we transcend conventional human limitations entirely. But there are still deeper levels to access.